Hello internet, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I transformed this into this. So if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and keep on watching. So the first thing that you're going to do is put on some safety glasses. It was windy and I didn't want to get dust in my eyes. And then you're going to take a 80 or 40 grit sandpaper and get off any varnish or stain. Then you're going to take a 220 or 120 grit sandpaper and smooth out any of those rough scratches that you made with the other sandpaper, just so that it can create a really smooth finish when you're done with zero scratches. And you can take a sander for this, but I just wanted to show you that you don't need any fancy tools, just some cheap sandpaper and your hands does wonders. Then you're going to fill in any holes with wood filler and let that dry for the recommended time on the package. I believe it's 24 hours. And then you're going to sand those spots smooth. As you can tell, there were some really bad gouges on the drawers, which is why I decided to paint the drawers instead of staining them, because while this wood filler says that it's stainable, it's really hard to get a color match and I didn't want to deal with that. So I am just painting the drawers over the top. Just make sure that the edges are completely smooth so you can't tell that you filled in those holes. Then you're going to remove the drawers and mark with numbers which drawer goes where, just so you can make sure that they all line up. My friend actually found this dresser on the side of the road and I was ecstatic when he showed it to me, and we went and picked it up because it is completely solid wood. Even the drawers are made out of wood, and it had some tarnished brass hardware, so I can tell that it is an antique and that it is really old, and so that's why somebody probably just threw it away. However, that means that we can restore it and make it beautiful and worth something again. Next, I'm taking this Minwax Pre-Stain Wood Conditioner and Wood Finish and applying the wood conditioner first according to the directions, and you can see that it really needed it. It soaked it right up, and this is what it looks like with that conditioner. And then I am taking this stain on a clean paintbrush, and you really want to saturate whatever you're staining really well, just to make sure that it absorbs the stain completely and evenly, because the last thing you want is some spots that have a ton of stain that it soaks up and then some that are more sparse. And then after you get that completely on your area, then you're going to wipe it off, and don't worry, you can always apply more coats of stain. However, if this dries on the surface, it's going to be really sticky and difficult to remove, and it's not going to look professional. So make sure that you wipe it off with a clean, dry rag or sponge or whatever you have on hand. You can also use an old t-shirt. That's what I'm doing here. Like I said, this dresser had some really tarnished brass hardware, so I removed all of the pulls and am taking Barkeeper's Friend. This stuff is like $3 and it is awesome. So you just follow the instructions on the back of the bottle. I'm not going to go into that today because this video would be way too long, and as you can see, it made a huge difference. As you saw earlier, the drawers were too damaged to stain, so I'm painting them with a creamy white color. And I am taking some wall paint. The color is Dew by Dunn Edwards. And then I'm also sanding it to give it a little bit of a distressed look so that any imperfections blend seamlessly. And then I reattached the pulls, and here is the before and after. I ended up selling it on Facebook Marketplace. If you want to see a tutorial on how I make my listings, then I actually have a video on it, and I'll link that down below. I make tons of project videos like this. You really don't need a lot of skill, and you really don't need a lot of money to have beautiful things that will probably last you decades. So if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe and follow me on Instagram, because I post a lot of behind the scenes content that doesn't ever make it to YouTube. So I'll see you guys next week.